is the Sports King, and welcome to the All-American Sports Show, covering not only the NBA and all the breaking news going on there, but March Madness is starting, and baseball season is here and has arrived. But even bigger than all of that, high school sports is back in Southern California, and we've got one of the most legendary. He won't tell you that himself. But when you think of Poly High School, you normally think of the Poly's Long Beach Poly and the success they've had with their football program. But you've got a program, Coach Gabriel Cerna, in Sun Valley, and has John Francis Poly baseball team, one of the tops, not only in the San Fernando Valley, all of Los Angeles. Introducing Coach Gabriel Cerna from John Francis Poly High School. Hi, Coach.
Hey, Fred, thank you. And thank you for having me on, and thank you for the kind words.
You have been a stellar coach at Poly High School, 12 years at Poly High School, currently the athletic director as well.
That's correct.
And head baseball coach. But when it gets into the success of your program, Coach, amazing. You're talking 6 league titles, 2 undefeated seasons. I mean, you got some tough competition with North Hollywood's there, Arleta's there, Verdugo's always there. Grant, of course, one of the successful programs in the San Fernando Valley. How do you do it?
Surround myself with good people. We have great assistants. It starts with the kids though first. It's a grassroots thing. The kids are local, and we've been fortunate enough to get a couple of transfers in that have made an impact. But our assistants, Fred Flores, Freddie, who's been with me for 6 years now. You have our JV coach who played for me, Tavo Marquez, who played for me and is now our JV coach. And Louis Olvera, who's been with me for since 11 years. He wasn't with me the first two. No, he was with me the first 2 years, 10 years, but he's been with me for for a while now. And then Rod Sotelo also, who's been with me for 10 years. So you have those guys and just the system we run, and those guys being there every year with me and believing in me and believing in the program. That's big. But great assistance. That's what's made this program.
You got to have good people. And
yes.
Then as a leader, you're the guy everybody looks up to, and to have this kind of successful program. And I want to talk to you about this, because you guys have beaten everybody except COVID. And now you're up on COVID because the season is starting. But how are your players dealing coming back? They haven't played against competition probably since last year. How are they dealing with it, Coach?
Well, we're a little rusty. We just touched the baseball last week, and we started playing right away. We played Maranatha on Saturday, and those guys are loaded, man. They have 3 guys committed to D1s, and another 3 sophomores committed to D1s, another senior. And we didn't do too bad against them. 11-5, I think it was, but it was our first time touching the baseball. It was our first time competing since March as a team. And those guys haven't stopped. They're a private school, so they haven't stopped competing.
Oh, no. That's going against somebody that their train's been continually running. Well, you guys have been on the sidelines waiting to see what's going to happen.
Exactly. And then yesterday we played Burroughs, who's also not really stopped either. But we're taking our lumps, but we got to get back into it, because we're gonna get playing pretty soon. Our first game slated to go April 8th, so that's just around the corner. It's gonna come quick.
As usual, you guys normally play the best non-conference competition one could imagine. And that's probably just to prepare you for the war that you're going up against when you get to conference. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah, I like to play a tough preseason. Unfortunately, this year LA Unified's put down rules where we can't play Southern Section teams. So right now we're playing as a club team, and we're playing some Southern Section club teams as well. So
will you be able to do all the conference games this year?
Oh yeah, league. We're gonna get our usual league games, and then you get 12 non-league games that you can go get on your own. And so far, we have we've already on the schedule. We have Banning, we have San Pedro, we have Chatsworth, Who else do we have? We have Cleveland.
Those are big time programs.
Oh yeah, yeah, and we're
They
scheduled.
really are.
And we still got to schedule one against El Camino. So those guys are always in the mix.
Now, this season, Coach, will the players have to wear, because of COVID, masks during the games and on the bench?
That is correct. And the preseason games that we've been playing right now, on defense, it's not necessarily enforced, but on offense, the guy hitting has to wear them. The guy running the bases has to wear it. So yeah, they have to wear masks. And then
will there be fans allowed to the contest, or is that something that they still haven't identified what they want to do yet?
LAUSD still hasn't made a decision. Southern section, it varies from site to site. Like we were at Maranatha, they let fans in. It was 2 per family. Yeah. And then yesterday at Burroughs, no fans. So it varies from site to site.
All right, let's get down to business, Coach, because North Hollywood is going to get this interview. Verdugo is going to get this interview, and Grant. All these East Valley teams are going to be looking to shoot you down, and they're hoping after 6 years of winning the conference in a row and 2 undefeated seasons that you guys don't have the talent this year to get it done. What do you think?
We're in the pitching department. We're stacked. I like our pitching. We're stacked in the pitching department. It's gonna be timely hitting as usual. But our bread and butter is usually pitching and defense, and we're strong in that department again. It looks like so. We'll hold our own with any team.
You guys, normally your young players, Coach, are more seasoned than the average young sophomore or what have you. Do you have younger guys coming up that are going to be contributing to this program?
Yeah, we have a couple impact 10th graders that are going to come up from JV. Alan Zarita, Uriel Reyes, and then starting every day. Those guys are gonna fill in different positions, but the guy that's starting every day probably as a 10th grader will be our first baseman, George Martinez, who can swing it a little bit. So
what's he, sophomore, junior? What is he?
Sophomore. All 3 of those guys are sophomores.
Sophomores, and these guys are all starting.
Well, the first 2 will mix in because they pitch and they play different positions, so they'll definitely get their play. But the one that's going to play every day, it looks like, is probably George Martinez, left-handed first baseman, who can swing it a little bit, and he's going to be a good one.
Let's look around the league, Coach. You pretty much know this competition. Verdugo has a coach that actually went to Poly, so when you guys get together, you may laugh on the sidelines, but in the game, you're trying to kick his butt. You know what I'm saying? Am I wrong or what?
It goes both ways. I mean, and it's fun. It's fun because Angel played here. He played here for Coach Schwall, who was here for a lot of years and was very successful here as well. And he took Angel to the Dodger Stadium. So that's all. It's always fun. It's always fun when we play Verdugo. There's when the ball starts rolling, man. There's the competitive juices start going. So yeah, it's fun.
And what's North Hollywood looking like this season? I heard that they're getting better. So they're going to be competitive.
Yeah, North Hollywood's getting better. They also have a new coach, I believe, Eder Tapia, who played here for Schwall as well on that team with Angel. So you have two ex parrots out there coaching, and one at Verdugo and one at North Hollywood. So
one of the things, Coach, with you is you guys have been so dominant in the East Valley Conference, and that everybody looks at your program. You're the athletic director there. Hey, you got a heck of a basketball team that you put on the floor. Last year, or year before last, I believe, they won conference. Did they?
And went undefeated in conference as well. And also made it to the Division II final. So Alex has done a great job, and he's got a lot of returners. Right now, there's a ban on indoor sports. Volleyball will be played, but it'll be played on grass. So LA Unified still hasn't approved basketball yet, but hopefully they will in the next couple of weeks, and we get to see our basketball team, girls and boys, play out there. But yeah, the boys have been successful the last couple of years, and Alex put out a good product. So
will football be played? High school football be played, Coach?
High school football will be played, and it'll be a total of 4 games. It won't be a complete league season, but it'll be 4 games just so the kids can go out there and play.
Yes.
So it'll be fun for them from being threatened to not play at all to play, they're more than happy to go.
Well, what they went through, I mean, look at what they went through. These kids at least give them, especially the seniors,
Right.
who are graduating.
Right. Yeah, especially the seniors, because the spring seniors last year, softball, track, baseball, boys volleyball, those seniors got shut out last year. So and cheer, those seniors got shut out last year, in the season. So it's fortunate for the football guys that they get to play, and we look forward to watching them play, because Coach Daniels has done a great job here, where he's gotten better every year he's been here. He hasn't missed a step. He's gotten better every year. So look forward to see big things from him this year on his team.
What seniors are going to be leading your program this year, Coach?
On baseball team, you have Jacob Sotelo. He's our captain. He plays short. Actually, he plays any position, but best position is probably short, and he pitches a little bit. Miguel Perez is going to play some outfield. He's our center fielder, and he can swing it. You have Jesse Pineda, 11th grader, who's our third baseman, and probably one of our top pitchers. And then Ismael Munoz, our catcher. And then you have
any D1 athletes out of that bunch?
Maybe. We have to see what how they develop. But Jacob can definitely play at the Division II level. So he's gotten a couple looks, and he's gotten accepted to a couple schools. So we'll see where it takes him.
How did you feel, Coach, when you guys took the field a week ago? I guess that game was that you played. What was that game at, Coach, that you played?
Maranatha. Was a Brookside in Pasadena.
Okay.
At Jackie Robinson Field over there in Pasadena.
You put those cleats on. You put that uniform on. What kind of feeling is that? What you guys have gone through over the past year?
I felt like life was back to normal.
Yeah. See, and sports, to be honest with you guys, sports is one of the huge things in this country that let you know things are actually back to somewhat normality.
Yeah. I feel like life was back to normal. So hopefully it continues and we don't get shut down. Kids got to go get COVID tested weekly, as well as myself. Hopefully it continues and we don't have any surges, and we get to finish out the season.
When's your next game, Coach?
Our next game is today. It is in a couple minutes, as a matter of fact.
Well, listen, I'm going to let you go get to the dugout, because the team is going to get the instruction from you.
Right.
Good luck today.
Thank you.
We'll see you some of these home games, and tell everybody it's in the Sun Valley area. If you want to see great baseball, I mean, I call them the Big Blue Machine. I'm not talking about the Dodgers. I'm talking about Poly High School. Head by the head coach, Coach Gabriel Cerna. Coach, get back to your team. I'll talk to you later this year, and you can keep me.
Thank you. I'll get a schedule out to you, Fred, and we'll talk.
Please.
All right. Thank you.
Real soon. God bless you and your team.
Hey, thank you, Fred. I look forward to seeing you soon.
Hey, what about the Dodgers? I know you're a big Dodger fan.
Oh,
they just got a hold of this kid named Trevor Bauer. The rich keep getting richer.
Well, we'll see. You got to compete on the field, and the Padres are coming hard. So
Padres coming hard, but you look at who they kept. Roberts has Betts, Brewer, Ballinger, Turner, and they had Bauer, who's a future Hall of Fame pitcher, I believe.
Yeah, Mookie Betts is probably the best player in the game, and you had Bauer, so it should be a fun season. We'll see if we can go back to back, hopefully.
Yeah, well, their success is like your success, big time. We'll talk to you in a couple of weeks, Coach.
Hey, thank you, Fred. See you.
God bless you, sir.
See you. Good talking to you. Bye.
All right, America, let's continue on. We talked about the NCAA playoffs, March Madness. You all know about that. It's been going on for years, but this is going to be a special year. And I have picked out the 4 teams that I'm picking to end up in the Final Four. Now, you may not agree with me, but you've got to at least understand I have good reason to have chosen the ones I have chosen. Gonzaga should win the West. Now, Gonzaga's problem is they haven't played a lot of competition. Pepperdine, Loyola, those schools, that's not the Big Ten type competition. But they're undefeated. You got to give them some play. They're going to win. USC could be tough. They have a 7-footer, Evan Mosley, who can dominate down low. Iowa has the player of the year, Luka Garza, the 7-footer. they could be a problem for Gonzaga as well. But I do believe Gonzaga will win the West. In the East, Michigan loses Isaiah Livers. Okay, that's a key loss for this program. Whether they can win the East with that loss, we'll see. Michigan should win it. I don't think they'll have too many problems, even with the loss of Livers, but we'll see. In the South, Ohio State. How could I go against the Ohio State Buckeyes? Okay, you know, when it comes to Ohio State, no matter what they do, I'm behind them. I'm from Marion, Ohio. Go figure. But the Buckeyes should win. They should have some competition with Purdue, who also comes from the Big Ten Conference. They played early on in the season twice. Purdue held them tough. So, again, they could be a problem. And Illinois, who could win the whole thing. This is a dominant program that came on at least late in the year, and they dominated pretty much everybody that they played. And they're ranked second in the nation, and they're probably my favorite to win the whole thing. They have a 7-footer named Kofi, what's his name? Hold on for just a second. Kofi Cockburn is his name, and he reminds me of Daryl Dawkins. So if you can imagine Daryl Dawkins, the late Daryl Dawkins, in a college uniform, Kofi Cockburn is that person, all right? So there you have it, my 4 picks to end up in the Final Four in the NCAA March Madness. Let's go for the Lakers as we close. The Lakers just have to do one thing. Andre Drummond buyout. You've got to get him. And the reason you've got to get him is this guy's a walking 17 points, 13 rebounds, 2 block shots. No matter where he goes, those statistics come with him. It's like they say, hey, we're going to Detroit tonight. We're going to Minnesota next week. They come with him everywhere he goes. So if the Lakers are able to get that man, Andre Drummond, 17, 13 rebounds, 2 block shots, it's an average of what he brings to the table. This is why it's so important for us to get a superstar like that. If we don't, and we have to look at Davis and whether he's going to be healthy enough to finish the season, there's question marks there. As long as you have LeBron, you've got to set the table with individuals around him that can compete for a championship. Right now, iffy, because the Lakers had problems with some of the teams last season in the playoffs. And they didn't get any better by trading 2 of their best big men, in Dwight Howard and McGee. So again, the Lakers are not as good as they were last season down low in the front court. They need to shore that up. I'm sure that they will. Rob Pelinka work on that. The Lakers get Drummond. They're right back in contention to repeat as champions. Do I think they'll get Andre Drummond? Yes, I think he wants to come to LA. There's no reason why he won't be in LA. And you can imagine what would happen if he comes to LA playing along Davis and LeBron James and the rest of the supporting cast. And Kyle Kuzma, before we leave, continue to play great basketball. I think he has found his niche with the Lakers. He's comfortable. And when he's comfortable in playing his game, he adds quite a bit to the Lakers' outcome. I'll see you next week. We got another outstanding show coming up for you. A high school basketball coach, not going to give you any names, but a high school basketball coach is going to be right here talking to me about COVID-19 and his chances of winning a league title. Next week on Harvesting Greatness presents The Sports King. Good night.